Let's begin in the world of sports and superhero-ness. This past weekend was the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, where top athletes competed in a range of events, including high bars, the pommel horse, and the ring thingies. And while all of these athletes are pretty amazing, there is one in particular who is simply in a league of her own.
Simone Biles finished off a milestone-filled weekend with another U.S. Gymnastics National Championship. The final night included the Olympic champ becoming the first woman to perform a gravity-defying triple-double during the floor exercise. That followed another history-making move Friday on the balance beam.
2 flips, 2 twists, never been done in competition. Oh! And you see that smile?
Wow, that was amazing. The only time I've seen someone do 2 flips and 3 twists was when my uncle was drunk and tried to get into a hammock. That's the only time I've seen that. And by the way, at the end of the competition, Simone Biles somehow didn't have a perfect score from the judges, which in my opinion means they're assholes, you know? Or they know more about gymnastics than I do, but I prefer to think of them as assholes, because if someone does something completely new in a competition, how is that not a perfect score, huh? What are you saying? It's just like, yeah, I've never seen that before, but it could have been better. I think it could have been better. And can we all agree that gymnastics is an amazing sport to watch, but none of us knows what's really going on? I'm not gonna lie, like if they just land on their feet and do this, in my head it's a perfect score. I'm done. Yeah, it's a lot like watching a chef at Benihana. As long as they fuss with the knives, I'm impressed. It's just like king, 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 king. I'm like, yeah, this guy knows how to cook. This guy's that. Okay. Moving on to some international news. Over the past few months, people in Hong Kong have taken to the streets to protest China's increasing influence on their previously autonomous city. And after weeks of protests in the streets, today, they took their demonstration to the next level.
Now to those massive protests in Hong Kong, bringing one of the busiest airports in the world to a standstill this morning. Outbound flights canceled for the rest of the day after thousands of pro-democracy demonstrators right there swarming the main terminal. This comes after a weekend of violent clashes. Hong Kong police are defending their use of force, including using tear gas inside a train station. Damn,
That airport looks crazy, yet somehow still better than LaGuardia. And really, after seeing this, there is no way you can doubt the dedication of these protesters in Hong Kong, because they went to the airport, not to fly, but to protest. Do you know how committed you have to be? Even when I am flying, I don't want to go to an airport. I hate the airport. Last week, my mom asked me to pick her up from JFK, so she lives there now. I told you, Mom, don't test me. You don't test me. And can you imagine, like, getting off the flight and seeing this? Because you forget people were landing as well. You'd probably want to get right back on your plane, because this is chaos. Yeah, unless you flew on Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines, it's like a violent Chinese protest in the sky. And finally, while many in the US are still dealing with last weekend's mass shootings, some jackass in Missouri thought it was a good idea to do this.
Tonight, Dmitry Andreychenko is in jail on charges of making a terrorist threat after setting off fears of a mass shooting. The 20-year-old walked into this Walmart in Springfield, Missouri, dressed in body armor, carrying an assault rifle. He had 100 rounds of ammunition. A store manager pulling the fire alarm, sending customers fleeing outside. Police saying Andreychenko told them he, quote, wanted to know if that Walmart honored the Second Amendment and that due to 3 recent shootings and a stabbing, he wanted to protect himself.
His intent was not to cause peace or comfort to anybody that was in the business here. In fact, he's lucky he's alive still, to be honest.
Yeah, this kid walked into a Walmart wearing full body armor and carrying a giant-ass gun. And he says it was all like a prank or an experiment. And I'll be honest, I don't know how much he demonstrated the power of the Second Amendment, but that was a very effective demonstration of white privilege. That's what that was. Because I'm gonna warn you now. I will warn you now. Do not try this shit if you are black.